Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Frankie Sisto, and I'm back to talk some Apex Legends. A lot of pros and players alike have come out recently to share their issues regarding the game's online ranked system. Mainly that it's simply too easy to reach the Masters and Predator ranks in Apex right now. Nickmercs and Courage, to name a few, switched from Call of Duty Warzone to Apex Legends, and quickly began climbing the ladder.
Week I went from the bottom of bronze to the bottom of a diamond. Now, I'm still not even up to the top yet. I mean, I'm still making my way through. But in a week, I think that's pretty good progress.
In what seemed like the blink of an eye, the two had ascended to the second highest tier, Master. The only one above that is Apex Predator, an honor only reserved for the platform's top 750 ranked players that season. Courage made it. And such a quick ascension isn't unheard of. It's Timmy famously went from bronze, the bottom tier, all the way to Apex Predator in one 54-hour non-stop stream. He had previously gotten from bronze to master in a single 33-hour stream, but regardless of the end result, that's some dedication.
We did it, chat. It only took us 54 hours and 30 minutes to do solo bronze to Predator in this seer meta.
Naturally, there have been players that have been grinding since day one and have yet to even scratch the master rank in any of the game's 10 seasons thus far. You got to imagine that it's pretty discouraging when two big-name streamers come out of nowhere and make it look easy. Not all of us have a teammate like Jinx HQ.
It's okay. They're gonna have to take all the damage. That's one down. That's one down. One's down, so just heal yourself. Just keep healing yourself. Heal yourself. There you go! What tell you?
And it's been said by several pro players that it is too easy to climb the ladder. Nickmercs recently called out Courage for being carried to Predator rank. And while Apex Legends pro Alberlelli was sure to mention that both Nick and Courage are very skilled players befitting their success in other games, the way ranked works was still a problem.
However, I think it does say a lot about the actual importance of ranked in this game. Because you can come over from any other game, any other FPS. If you're a skilled player in, like, say, Warzone or Fortnite or any COD or, you know, you get the point, Overwatch even, then you should be able to come over to Apex and climb into at least Diamond in your first, like, week.
Others have agreed with that and called for changes. ImperialHal was one such pro who proposed some changes for the upcoming Season 11, namely the possibility of demotion to a lower rank, the addition of an in-game leaderboard, and cosmetics for certain Predator rankings, namely those closest to the very top, to give more prestige and a reason for those top-tier pros and players to keep grinding. He ended by saying that ranked has been stuck in a rut for a while, and that he thinks these changes are long overdue. All of these changes seem reasonable on paper, especially when considering that players right now have to go out of their way to check leaderboards on the internet when competing in events, and these issues in ranked are made all the more problematic due to the presence of hackers. Players have been pleading for a crackdown for a while now, as the prevalence of hackers in other titles, namely Warzone, have caused an exodus of players from those games to Apex Legends. Once again, I'll name drop Nickmercs and Courage, as players of their caliber jumping ship is kind of a big deal.
Got him. Okay, he's spinning in circles. That guy
was cheating.
Me. That guy lasered
Hideouts,
me
you here,
out of the
bro?
air. That guy triple headshots me out of the air.
Hideouts, this guy right here was cheating. Right here. Hey, Gibby.
That guy.
Changes to ranked are just some of the things people are talking about. The recently released recon legend Seer, well, he was, and depending on who you ask, still is, kinda busted. And players, both competitive and casual, called for balance changes since his release. Respawn, to their credit, responded swiftly. Another major change was Respawn omitting tap strafing, an exploit that allowed PC players to basically execute hard turns in midair while retaining their momentum, making them incredibly difficult to hit. Tap strafing was significantly easier to do on mouse and keyboard than on a gamepad. On mouse and keyboard, one could simply bind their move forward to the mouse scroll wheel, making it even easier to pull off, while gamepad players on console did not have the same luxury. This, as one could imagine, was a huge part of the problem, as Apex Legends strongly supports cross-platform play, and Respawn's reasoning was outlined in the following tweet. After much consideration and debate, we've decided to remove tap strafing from @PlayApex in patch 10.1. Our reasoning: it's inaccessible, lacks readability, counterplay, and is exacerbated by movement abilities. The next patch notes will include a more detailed note about this. Now, an argument could be made that console pad players were being left behind, but the counter-argument to that was that tap strafing allowed mouse and keyboard players to mitigate the advantage provided by the aim assist controller players enjoy. Either way, Respawn stated their feeling that tap strafing was not ideal and created balance issues. Players, on the other hand, thought that tap strafing elevated their experience. It was just another facet of the game for would-be predators to master and use to get good. Pros and casuals alike have made their voices known on that issue. ImperialHal, It's Timmy, and others have sounded off on Twitter in an attempt to get Respawn to change their mind. And then there's the ever-persistent issue of bugs, including a particularly troublesome one, where players' online ranked progress could be lost. Respawn and EA have claimed that they are aware of the issue, and that they are in the process of finding a fix. A certainty is that Season 11 of Apex Legends is headed our way soon. Will the hit shooter finally fix the flaws in its ranked system, or are we fated to continue complaining about the same things we're talking about right now? We should know soon, but it is believed that Season 10 will be running till about November. So until we know more, be safe and be good to each other.